Hey, what's up guys? It's Todd with TechT Paintball Products. In this video, we're going to be testing the new L7 Bolt for the Geo. Works in the Geo through the Geo3.1. We're just going to be testing the two bolts, the stock bolt versus the L7 Bolt. And we're just going to be doing a comparison. If you drop in the L7 Bolt, what type of efficiency gains are you going to expect? So we're going to shoot the stock bolt at the stock dwell. We're going to chrono it to 290 feet per second, 285 feet per second. And then we're just going to switch over to the L7 bolt and just show you what kind of gains that we get just by switching out the bolt. All right, so I've got my chronograph set up. I've got my stock bolt installed. Our dwell is at 14.5. Our first shot drop off is set to occur at 30 seconds, and it's set to bump up the dwell by 5 milliseconds. So we're going to wait that 30 seconds out and just see what type of a fluctuation we get when we have that bump in dwell by 5. A lot of times you'll see an increase in your velocity, which if you're trying to one ball someone after you're kind of waiting on them to come out, really makes it to where it kind of throws your aim off because you're used to the gun shooting at 1 velocity, and then the first shot drop off bump in dwell by 5 throws your velocity up, which makes it just a little bit more difficult to shoot. So with the L7 bolt, we don't have first shot drop off, so we can set that compensation, if you will, down to 0. And so you're always shooting the same velocity. You don't have to worry about shoot down. And here we go. All right, so we got 10 shots, and it says that our average velocity is 281. Our high and our low were 294 and 267 was our low. Standard deviation was 8.8. Our average was 281.9, and our spread was 27.8 feet per second. So we're just going to give the gun the 30 seconds to bump up the dwell. We're going to see what that first shot is. And of this string that we just shot, the first shot came out at 294.8, and the last shot was 284. So let's see what our first shot is. First shot was 271, so we actually had a drop, so it seems to be a little inconsistent. So now we're going to install the L7 bolt and see how that changes. All right guys, so we have our L7 bolt installed. We're just going to fire it over the chronograph. I've went ahead and I've lowered the dwell by 1 millisecond, so we were at 14.5, now we're at 13.5. I've turned the first shot drop off setting to 0, so there is no first shot drop off adjustment of the dwell, so it's always going to be 13.5. We got a new string on our chronograph. We're just going to see how it compares. All right guys, so right there we're at 287, so we gained a couple feet per second. Nothing major with that one. It seems like this paint is a little crappy, pretty old, and we're getting somewhere between 287, which is the low here, to 292, so we're gaining somewhere around 5 to 7 feet per second. Nothing major over the stock bolt. Stock bolt is a good bolt, but the big thing that people were noticing is they were getting first shot drop off. So with the L7, we've just never had first shot drop off with it, so you are able to turn down your first shot drop off setting to be 0, to where you just get more consistent shots. And you never get a spiked one for that first shot to where it's 5 to 10, maybe more feet per second higher than the rest of the balls that come out, which just helps with one balling someone if you're posted up on them. So let's go ahead and just see. We've waited about 30 seconds now. First shot comes out 290, so we're gaining rather than losing when the gun sits at rest, which is ideal. It's better than having a lower velocity. So we're going to just finish the string, see how it goes. All right, so right there we're at 288.7. So pretty consistent, and that's the thing about the L7 bolt. It's a very consistent bolt. So what we're going to do now is we're going to drop the dwell and just see how low we can get it. Just from changing over to the L7, I can definitely notice the gun feels different. It kicks a little bit less. The stock bolt is light, but our bolt is a little bit lighter. The way that we have the air passages just makes it a little bit more quiet than the stock style of bolt. And that's why people have seemed to like it over the years. So right now we're 1 millisecond less than the stock bolt. We're just going to keep going down and see how low we can actually get this thing. So I just wanted to note that on that last string, our standard deviation was 4.7, which we were at somewhere in the 8s, I believe, with the stock bolt. So we gained consistency and velocity. The spread, our velocity spread, was only 15.6. So that's a pretty major improvement as well. Our shots were 288, 290, 292, 293, 287. Number 5 was at 277, so that was we had a low one in there. 293, 286, 291, 292, 284. And like I said, this is some pretty old paint, so I'm not surprised that we're getting some fluctuations, but that was a good string. So we've lowered the dwell down to 12.5. All right, here we go. Dwell of 12.5. First shot drop off, totally turned off. And that one came screaming out at 290. So yeah, we definitely have eliminated the first shot drop off. Let's go ahead and see what the rest of this string looks like. Yeah, so that sounded like a healthy string, 286.2. So we really haven't lost velocity. We had one that sounded low. Yeah, number 4 sounded low. Standard deviation was 5.8. So our standard deviation is still really good. First shot 290, 287, 293. Number 4 was 274. That was our low one. Then back up to 289, 284, 278. Had another low one, 284. 282, 291. So still a pretty healthy string. Our standard deviation was definitely good, 5.8, so that means our dwell wasn't too low. Anytime you get your dwell too low, you're definitely going to notice that your standard deviation or your consistency is much higher. And we know with the stock bolt we are at 8.6, and so we're going to keep going down in dwell and just see how low we can get it before it's above 8.6. All right, so 11.5. And this is really how you want to set up your gun. You really want to just do some trial and error, because every gun is different, every solenoid's different, every bolt is different, every part of every gun is different. And so how they mate is going to be totally different as well. And so while one setting might work well on one gun, it may not work as well on another. So you really want to set with your gun and do some test shooting like this over a chronograph to see what really is the best dwell setting for your gun. I say it time and time again to people, I can't just tell you what your dwell setting should be. I can give you an estimate, but your gun could be more air efficient if you turn it down a little bit. So it's definitely worth time to shoot over a chronograph. It doesn't have to be this type of chronograph. This is, a high precision chronograph for testing. Your field may just have the standard red box or a blue box, whatever color they're making them these days. But yeah, you just want to sit there, shoot some paint over it. Don't be afraid to spend 500 balls trying to set that bolt and set that dwell to where you're getting the best shot possible. Yeah, first one's coming out 294. All right, so yeah, our average is 288. Standard deviation was still at 5. And the spread, the high and low, was 18.2 feet per second difference. So we're still shooting really well, and we've dropped down to 11.5. So let's just keep going. And just so you guys don't think I'm BSing you here, I don't know if you can see that, but we are at 11.4. I just hit it once. $10.5. Two more. And that's it. Average is still 286, 299 to 271. Standard deviation 7.9. Average 286, ES 27.5. But Still shooting pretty consistent. I really want to see how low we can get though before it's just shooting terrible. So even though we probably wouldn't shoot it any lower than 10.5, let's just do it. All right, so dwell 9.5. 9.5. At a certain point, when you lower your dwell, you are going to get first shot drop off, even with the L7 bolt. But when compared to the stock bolt at same settings, the L7 bolt's going to have a lot less first shot drop off than any bolt that we've ever tested. Average 286, 294 to 276. Standard deviation 5.3, spread 17.8. So we really did well on this one. I mean, you know, we've had some iffy shots, but I really am thinking that it has to do with the paint, because we just had 2 good streams in a row with good consistency and good velocity. So who knows? Let's keep going. All right, so dwell 8.5. Here we go, 8.5 dwell. Yeah, and there it is. I don't know though, that third shot came out pretty good. 285. Let's give it 30 seconds and you know, see if that first shot drop off is still there. While we're waiting, we'll add a little paint. And so this gun, this Geo2, this was a gun that I'm borrowing from Team Ankle Busters. A bunch of good guys. A lot of them using Planet Eclipse guns. They let me borrow this gun and a CS1 that we're going to make the L7 bolt for as well. So appreciate the shirt, guys. The hat is a little tight on my head, so I'm not trying not to squeeze my brain too much. So here we go. Let's see if we still have first shot drop off. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we sure do. That one made a mess. You know, we're still able to shoot, and so maybe it's more like the stock bolt now at 8.5. But yeah, I guess maybe it was a little too low or something, but I shot my chronograph. But that's it, guys. I'm thinking 8.5, we can call it quits. The first shot drop off was definitely there. You know, you might be able to run it that low if you wanted to add some first shot drop off compensation to it. That's up to you. Our 7th shot there was still 290. So, you know, the possibility's there. Really, you know, it's just up to you as to what you want to run it at. I like to run no first shot drop off compensation, just so I have a consistent shot coming out the barrel, so I'm on target better. Yeah, if you have more questions about our products, visit us on the web at techpaintball.com. Thanks for watching, guys.